Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here. Today we're going to be looking at sort of an interesting hub. This was kind of by request on Reddit. This is the Selore&S-Global USB-C 4K Alt DP out hub. Now that's a mouthful, but let's see what we got here. We have 100 watt PD in, and we have 4 USB-Cs, 2 of which can handle video out, and the other 2 are just standard USB-C 3.1s. So this would be enough to put together an entire little desktop system using a mouse, keyboard, and a monitor along with our Steam Deck. So before we get too far into things, let's just plug it in and make sure that the monitor works. We're only going to use one monitor today, even though it does say that it will do 2. Let's see how we do. We'll turn the deck on, and we'll see how long it takes to switch over. Looks like it's going to go in just a second. There it is. Great. All right. Well, it definitely works. It is charging, which is great. And we have some slots for some other stuff here, like a mouse and a keyboard. Maybe another hub. I don't know. Maybe you could plug another hub into this thing. Ethernet, USB-C to Ethernet. There's all sorts of possibilities that you could do with this guy. But we have a few tests that we do around here when we're looking at hubs, mostly having to do with power. So if we take a look here, it says it's about 26 minutes to charge from 80%. Okay, that seems somewhere in the ballpark here. This is the LCD deck. But if we really want to know for sure, we need to measure the power in and out of this device using the official OEM adapter and my USB-C power meter. So first things first, let's see just how much power this hub takes to just be a hub, to do nothing, not plugged in or anything. You can see here, it's like drawing a little bit, but not too much. Now let's plug in the monitor and see how much that's going to draw. Well, that draws considerably more. So we're talking, a couple of watts here and there. Now, obviously, the more we plug in, the more it's going to draw. All right, next up, let's take a look at what it passes through into the Steam Deck. Now, the Steam Deck does need to be charged, so there is room. We should see about 24 watts of charging with nothing going on. And what we really have here is about 22 watts of power, which kind of makes sense because the hub is sucking some of the juice out before it gets sent on to the deck. All right, we've loaded this guy down with a whole bunch of peripherals, mouse, keyboard, everything, and we pulled the power out, letting the deck be the sole purveyor of power to the hub. And you can see it's struggling to sort of keep the monitor going. It flips back and forth between the deck and the monitor. And this is just because the deck's not putting out enough juice or enough stable juice for this hub to be operating with all of these peripherals at the same time. So you can see it's struggling. So we're going to have to go ahead and restore power. This is worth noting. If we didn't have all these things plugged in, we might be able to get away without powering the hub. All right, so now that we've got this guy totally loaded down, let's take a look at what we've got coming into the deck with the deck under load, with the deck needing to be charged, and running a pretty high draw game, which is Nex Machina here, which if you're a fan of this channel, you know I use for my benchmarks a lot. All right, so while we're waiting for this to finish up here, I thought it'd be fun to sort of experiment what we could do with this, right? Because it doesn't really have a cradle, but we could use some sort of a stand and tuck the hub underneath, maybe, I don't know, maybe even double sticky tape it down. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad, right? We have our sort of a regular hub now with, we now sort of have a dock now. But just biding some time here while we're letting this load up. I think this would be fine. This is a demo mode of Nex Machina, which makes it very easy to reproduce. We are going to measure the power draw in the demo mode while it's running. And you can see we're sort of hovering around 32-ish right now. And when the demo starts, that's when it's really going to start chewing a little bit of power. Now, the idea is we want to be able to play a really high draw game as well as charge the deck at the same time. and you can see it's about 32 watts. Now, I can tell you from my experience that that's a pretty decent drop of power that we're losing here with the dock, or in this case, the hub, but that is par for the course with these things. So this one's no different than the rest of them. As I said, if you've seen any of these other videos, you'll know that that number is not outside the bounds, but it is worth noting that no matter how much power you put into this hub, it's still going to only give you this amount of power in. It has to do with the power delivery stuff. So let's go ahead and unplug this now. And I'm going to plug in the OEM plug. So this is direct, no hub in the way, nothing. And then we will repeat this exercise of going into this demo mode. Of course, we'll have to do it down here. But in a demo mode, we're going to see under load, needing to be charged, using the OEM charger, what we're looking at. You can already see that it's like at 36, 37, and the demo's not even running yet, right? Okay, now keep a close eye on it. So even under load and with the charging and everything, we're 4 or 5. We're probably dropped 4 or 5 watts. That's what is currently being taken up by the hub along with the peripherals. So there you go. I mean, that's pretty much all we really need to do here to sort of prove this guy out. Now this is cheap, right? It's cheap, it's thin, it's attractive. It suits a particular need, and if this is what you're looking for, I have no problems recommending it. Listen, if you like what we're doing here, like, subscribe, hit the bell. We appreciate it. Of course, use our Amazon affiliate link down below. Help us out, because I did pay full price for this guy. I did not get it for free. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Shannon Monroe. We'll see you next time. Take care.